everyone. I just finished schooling Lime this morning at like 7-ish a.m. and now I'm just letting her get a short snack eating what little grass there is because it's winter, so there's like no food on the ground. But anyways, we're gonna do the large pony division this morning, and it's not as cold as I thought it would be, so I'm super excited about that. But anyways, Lime was super good for the USHJAs yesterday, so I'm excited to see what she does in the smaller indoor for the large ponies.
Cornelia, you are one who will survive.
So this was our first course. The first jump was this like horizontal facing jump, so that's why we did a little bit of a circle. We get a fairly okay distance to that jump. It's so hard to see because it comes up so fast, so there's no room to adjust. And then we head to this outside single and we get a pretty good distance to it. She's a little slow, so I have to get her to go a little faster to get our change, and then we're going to come down this outside line, so I have to pace myself, making sure she gets enough pace down the line. And she jumps out of that line super high, so I put it in slow motion. Anyways, moving on, after the outside line we go to the diagonal single, and I'm just waiting patiently for the distance to come up, and we get a pretty good distance to it, a little long. And then we come around to the other outside line towards the gate, so I have her a little slower because I always get fast down the gate, and we're going to roll back to the second part of the brown diagonal line, and she does a pretty nice turn, and I really liked the distance up to that one. And to finish the course off, we're going to go to the white outside quarter line single, and our pace was pretty consistent. We get a little bit of a funky distance though, so that probably hurt us a little bit. And then we do our courtesy circle. For our next course, we're going to start on the quarter line single, and I think we get a better distance. Well, we still get a little bit of a chip. And then we're going to pick up our pace towards the diagonal single as it's next. And I'm going to start getting a little more pace because the outside line comes after the single, and the indoor, for whatever reason, is just harder for me to get distances in because the jumps come up so fast. But anyways, here we go to the outside line to get the outside 5. We get 1, 2, and I push her to get the 5, so she has to take off a little early because we got in a little close to the line. After that, we're going to go into the diagonal line, and we get a pretty good distance. It's hard to tell from the back, and we get our 5 strides. She jumps out pretty nice, and I just have her a little faster than I'd like going up to this white jump outside line, and we get 5 down at 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was pretty nice. And then we do our courtesy circle, and she does her little trot, and I'm gonna let you guys enjoy our last jump round of the day.
So hard to see from the moment we arrive. Cornelia, you are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. Think of you and of all I should have done. It don't mean a thing what shape or form that you're in, the place you're from, the wealth or the color of your skin. And all you have burns to the sky. It's all too late. You wonder why, Cornelia. Your everyday is a struggle and a strive.
After finishing up my rounds, we ended up with some pretty good placings. I think we got 2 fourths and possibly a third. And then afterwards we went to Dover Saddlery because it is super close.
When all you have is who you love. And Cornelia, you'll be all I'm thinking of. It don't mean a thing what shape or form that you're in.
Then we went back to the hotel, watched some TV, grabbed lunch, and then after that we went back to the barns because I wanted to see the National Derby and I needed to hand walk and graze lime. So I got all that done, and then we went and watched the National Derby. So I took a few clips from some of the people's rounds, and I'm gonna let you guys watch the entries from the National Derby. This show we ran into Unicorn Grooming Spray, which is one of my all-time favorite grooming products to use. So I was super excited to see that she received second in the National Hunter Derby, and I filmed the victory lap for you guys to see, and it was so much fun that night watching the Derby. Normally at Triumph we watch Grand Prix, but I think I like the Hunter Derbies a little better, and I'm totally not biased to the Hunters. We're doing night check with Lime, so I have to give her her dinner and put a blanket on her. But she was super good today, just a little lazy. Anyways, we're just getting her packed up.
From the moment we arrived.
This is the grounds at night, and the next clip is us arriving in the morning for morning chores to feed Lime her hay, get her her grain and breakfast, and then school her in the indoor while it's open for just flatting.
Time's been bad. You put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. It don't mean a thing what shape or form that you're in. The place you're from, the wealth or the color of your skin.
So I went ahead and put my handy round first for you guys to see because I like to watch the handy more than I do the hunter rounds, so I went ahead and just kind of changed the order. And for the handy, we cantered right on in because that's what's required.
And I kind of do this weird little hook so that we can get our lead, and we canter on up to the first jump. It's horizontal in the back. It was kind of spooky for a lot of the ponies because it's such a hard turn to get into. As you guys can see, I make a weird S so that we can angle off, and she takes it super early. After that, we're gonna head to the quarterline single. And we have a nice slow pace because there's so many tight turns in this course, and I'm just trying to keep her steady. We then have to pick up our trot to the little red jump in the center, and I'm hoping she'll pick up her canter because sometimes she can be a little lazy and want to trot afterwards. Luckily, she actually overjumps the trot jump, which is fine. And then we head to the quarterline single after the trot jump. I think we get a pretty good distance to that single. And then I was debating between turning earlier to make it a little more handy, but I didn't. I played it a little more safe. I did try to hug that jump in the center. And then we get a little bit of a close distance up on that diagonal single, but afterwards we have to pick our pace right back up because we're going to be doing this outside line, and we get a bit of a chip, so I start to push her down that line so that we do get the 5 strides. After that is the entire diagonal line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. And since it's a handy, I pull her back down to a walk, and then I trot and do my courtesy circle.
more to see from the moment we arrived. Cornelia, you are one who will survive. When time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. It don't mean a thing what shape or form that you're in, the place you're from, your wealth or the color of your skin. And all you have burns to the sky. It's all too late, and you wonder why. Cornelia, your everyday is a struggle in the stride. But don't you agree? With beating hearts, we're still alive. There comes a time when all you have is who you love. And Cornelia, you'll be all I'm thinking of.
Packing up to go home, and Lime is taking a nap. I got all her braids out and she was really good today. Our handy, we ended up getting second, which I was super excited about. But I'm going to sign out and see you guys next time.